how people do that. They're just like, yeah, I look at my nose and I can see my nose. I'm like, how the fuck do you see your nose? I guess I need a bigger nose. Weird discussions today, chat, but I think it's been educational. So, let's have another hiccup. You can see your nose as default? Yeah, no, like that's called having a good field of view. I have cynical field of view. All right, I'm gonna go close my sliding glass door because it just suddenly got really cold in here, and then we can get started. It's the only part of your brain exposed to the world. It's not too far off. It's not too far off. The back of your eye is directly connected to your brain, in the retina, which is technically part of your brain. But yes, eyes are their own organ, but your eyes are the closest thing that we have to like a port to your brain. They're like little portals to your brain. It's like if you stare at your eyes hard enough, you can see the back of someone's head. Wah, wah, wah. That means you're dumb. Is your brain small? You know? I'm trying to be funny. It's not working. Are almost an external being and you find that amazing? Eyes and testicles. Both external organs. Both hurt when you get kicked in them. God, if someone chose that right then and there to tune into the stream. Skin is indeed also
More
right.
bits for the vote.
First bits of the week, my dude. Both can rupture in unpleasant ways, yes. Thank you so much, Matsis. I hope you're doing well. Hey, you got the little purple badge now, so the great badge. Cheers, man. Well, thanks for being the first person to break into those leaderboards. Also, first notification of the day. Like, I have 3 notifications from today. I have read the Discord word stories, choose a duck, and first. That's it. So cheers. Round of beers if I ever saw one. All right, let's go cave some traders into lava. But we can totally keep the conversation going. So what I've decided to do with this fort, because I've spent a little while trying to figure out, like, what can I do at the end of this fort? What can I do with this fort? And so the idea is, well, this is a big old lava vent. This goes all the way down to the magma sea. Now, what if we dig out all the way up to here and then make traders walk over top of a bridge going over this, and then pull a lever and watch them fall? We've been giving people gifts. It's time to give them the best gift of all. The dwarfiest gift of all. What's like a high school bio? Nice warm lava suit. Yeah. Let's set some shit on fire. Let's hope we can get this done today. It's gonna take a little bit because I got a lot of shit to dig, but we'll do all right. Also, to those of you who keep asking in the YouTube comments about what the music is, it's not publicly available anywhere unless you want to pay for a music streaming license from Dark Fantasy Studio. So just go look up Dark Fantasy Studio and go license their music if you want to listen to it, because that's what it is. Because people keep asking me on the YouTube channel, they're like, "What's the song name?" It's like, well, it's the Pirate Attack Seamless Background Ambience number 5 currently. I mean, I knew that fun fact, stupid. All right, how's the fort doing? We have 128 dwarves. Not actually that many military. 26 military. Are you still alive in this fort? Were you in this fort or were you in the weekend fort? I want to say you were in the weekend fort. Yeah, you were. Actually, no, you weren't. You were in this fort. Yeah, you're a holy servant. Yes. You got promoted. Pele? So you are basically a priest. And currently you're pushing a wheelbarrow, being a hard-working dwarf, but you are a religious figure, I'll have you know. Misconceptions about the fort. Must be a fascinating read. A reindeer parchment scroll. Roll is made from aluminum. It's a guide entitled Misconceptions About the Fort, authored by Rilsud. Backboard. It concerns the fort Jade Cottage. The writing throughout... the writing is thorough and ornate. The writing is throughout ornate and refined. It contains some asides related to the author's preferences. It's masterful. We got many quality books. So the hardest part is we're going to need to dig right through my fort. We are going to need to dig right through my fort. Sure, it'll be fine. Oh, also, we've got Icarus, the Holy Dust, and something odd that happened is every single one of my military dwarves, more or less, got weird titles. So like Magna, the Holy Servant, is not a religious figure, just got that title. Tun, First Stability. Faith, the Sacred Weevil. Alban, the Wrestler. The Sacred Waith, the Holy Dust, the Holy Spine. The Sacred Rapidity. I have no idea why they got all these names. Holy Yell. It's very strange to me. Also, I have a peasant. He's apparently a decent swords dwarf. So just go join the military. That'll be fine. Oopsies. Holy Spine, you go rejoin the yearlings. There you go. So yeah, no, this fort is getting a little strange. I'm very, very confused by it, but it's been fun. Also, Authority, you're still depressed. I'll have you know, which is, you know, kind of relatable. But yeah, that's the current point that this fort's at, and it should be fun. But thank you very much to everybody who got here early, and thanks to everybody for, you know, listening to my ramblings, because like one of the nice things about the job that I have and being able to do this is I feel like I get to, I think educate people is maybe a little bit a tasteless way of putting it, but help people learn and understand a little bit more about me and the way I play games and people who don't see so well. It's kind of a benefit, I think, of what I do. And without you guys taking the time to listen and humoring me and not like just running off and vanishing over it, it's just kind of nice. The outpost liaison has arrived, as well as the traders. Well, should have crafts ready to be traded, I should assume. You feel educated. I feel educated. I don't know. It hope ideally is fun for everybody. Most of what you watch on YouTube are glorified rants. Well, I don't know if I necessarily would describe what I do as rants, but the fuck is that? There's a dead Gorlak. We should chuck that dead Gorlak. And there's also a dead Dwarf. Right, yeah, Peter's corpse. Oh, H-Bomber guy? Yeah, okay, I gotcha. I know what you mean now by glorified rants. I mean, most of the podcasts I listen to are glorified rambly rants. You prune your YouTube recommendations like a madman. Mine are mostly video game related or like mini docs, generally. A lot of what I listen or what I watch on YouTube is highly edited content. Are university lectures and music channels? I mean, that's some good shit. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. Like, let's be honest. There's a lot of good stuff up there on YouTube. It's just a matter of like kind of weeding out the good stuff. And cats, lots and lots of cats. I don't really watch cat videos on YouTube though. So one thing that we've managed to do in this fort, which is kind of incredible, is we actually have the goblins bringing us tribute once a year, which is wild. There is a goblin civ that brings us tribute once a year. They don't trade, but they do show up. You have 4 cats? Lemon, I have a very, very serious question for you. This may be a very harsh accusation, and I apologize if I cause any offense. Are you a crazy cat lady? I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. There is much to share. Information has been added to civilization and world info. What do you request of our merchants? Metal bars, silver bars, brass bars, and steel bars. Iron and steel anvils. You're a crazy cat person? Okay, fair enough. You know, you and all your other crazy cat people need to be alive and happy in 2020. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Let's discuss what we're willing to offer for your craft store ship. We have finalized the export agreement. Feel free to go over the documents. You just can't stand the baby strays on the roads crying. Yeah. We don't really have a lot of stray cats around here. But warmer climates, yes. Farewell. I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Also, apparently, I really need to pee all of a sudden. So I'm just going to let you guys watch these dwarves mine. I will be back in a mo. Like, I will literally be 20 seconds, maybe a minute at most. Two are yours and two are friends? Friends of your cats? Or your friends' cats? Why'd the game just like seize up there? Alright, so what we're gonna do. Oh boy. Never mind. We're gonna do this instead. That's not what I was planning on, but the Forgotten Beast, Cathabe or Cremolafo, has come. A gigantic serpent with lidless eyes. It has large mandibles and it undulates rhythmically. Its red-purple scales are small and overlapping. Beware its deadly spittle. All right. Chat, can we get a round of beers for the dwarves that are about to go into combat? Although I think it might actually be stuck? Maybe? No, it can probably get out of there. It might be stuck up on that ledge. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's just quickly pop over here, turn on that and that. Let's see where it goes. Nope, definitely not stuck up on that ledge. Okay, well. Where is my... There it is. All right. Let's zoom in a little bit. I mean, it's not wrong. All right. This thing is very slow moving, which is nice. All right, anybody have predictions on how many dwarves will die? All right, well, it killed an elk bird. Killed a second elk bird. Oh, who's the first dwarf to get in? Asteth, the wrestler. It's the first dwarf in combat. All right, let's just send in all the dwarves because that one ran in. Cathabe or Crimio Lafo, the forgotten beast. All the dwarves dash out. Jesus! Look at all that blood. Okay. Looks like our wrestler here just got slammed with some of that Forgotten Beast extract. Is still fighting and dodging. Ooh, is on the ground. Got knocked back or is crawling away, one of the two. Looked like it got knocked back. Another Forgotten Beast extract and the dwarf dodges it. It hits the wall. Looks like our snake is getting rather exhausted at this point. Two more dwarves are still beating on it mercilessly. The rest of the dwarves get into the fight. I see more Forgotten Beast extract collide with another wrestler. The dwarves fight a little bit more. The snake is now prone. Don't ask me how a snake goes prone, but the snake is no longer standing. Chat room, I repeat, the snake has fallen over and is no longer standing. The dwarves continue to surround the snake. This crazed beast. Our intelligent undead are standing back and restraining the creature, probably keeping it on the ground. The dwarves pile on top. The dog pile begins. This giant creature is just getting dog piled now by these dwarves. And we shall unpause the game. The creature is panicking, and at least one dwarf was found dead. Asteth, the wrestler, has been found dead. Can I get a goodbye to the one dwarf who died? Did you die? No, you were very much alive. At least I think you're very much alive. Or were you even in this fort, Vastet? I don't know, maybe you died. I don't know. I don't see your name. I can't remember if you had a dwarf in this fort. Mr. Sansom, we just killed a giant snake. I could check if you died. You may have. I did not say Bastet the wrestler, right? I said Asteth with an A. See? Asteth the wrestler, not Bastet. Asteth. I know that they sound similar, but that's not what I said. Apologies for any confusion. Game's kind of laggy. I wonder if anybody's coming to get the Forgotten Beast. Nope, not yet. Let's just butcher a dead animal. Yeah, game's a little laggy because everybody's kind of rushing back to where they were supposed to be previously. Alright, who actually got the kill? The Holy Dust stabs the Forgotten Beast in the head with an iron spear, tearing the muscle, chipping the skull, and tearing the brain. Alright, the Holy Dust. Olin. Yep, Olin got it. Feels restless after doing nothing creative for too long. Good stuff. Do you think someday Leather Mount will be based on size? Forgotten Beast should like give enough for a lot of snakeskin coats. No, I agree. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain how that stuff works to begin with, to be honest with you. I know that meat is based on size. There we go, frame rate's coming back now. Needs butcherable, unrotten body item. All right. I will just simply put a butcher shop right here. Let's see if we can make that work. Because I'd very much like to butcher this thing if possible. All right, you're getting that butcher spot done. Let's see if this is close enough to butcher it. There you go. Gonna get the elk birds first, though, which is fair. But yeah, no, Forgotten Beast bones are big. Considering we only got, like, one death out of all that, I think that that whole thing went pretty well. If I do say so myself, I think that whole thing went pretty well. So I got 715. We butchered a rock earlier, which had like 1,100 meat. It's like, holy shit, that's a lot of meat. Because we fought a rock earlier in this fort. The speckled dankness. The speckled danknesses. I don't know what that is. It's probably a book that we stole. Or procured, rather. There you go. Bomrek is butchering the Forgotten Beast. Any bet on how much meat this thing has? Right now we have 737 meat in the fortress. Any bets on how much meat this thing has? This is a Forgotten Beast giant snake. My guess is about 300 meat. For me, the key was, whoa, that's a lot. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like fucking 550, 600 meat. That's a lot of meat. For me, what it was I found a balance between making cooking into a hobby. So I genuinely just enjoy the process of cooking now, to the point where cooking is just my hobby, basically. making cooking into a pastime has very much improved that for me. There was points in my life where I certainly was way less healthy in my eating habits, but learning to cook well very much helped me with that. But, you know, everything's different for everybody. Must not eat cupcakes, or just don't have cupcakes in the house. That's my solution to that. Just don't have cupcakes in the house. Just don't buy that shit. All right. Dwarves need more tables in the tavern. Placing more tables. And more chairs. Or thrones. All right. Let's see what we can do. Marker only. Channel. This is going to take me a little bit to fill out, but it'll be worth it. Trust me. It'll be worth it. Do you guys like big cave-ins, chat? Because if this shit works out, there's going to be a lot of big cave-ins today. A lot of big cave-ins. As apparently that's something that happens when you have ADD and you didn't know that. You tend to forget to eat. Well, interesting. Yeah, I know almost nothing about ADD. I've never had problems with that personally. Doesn't sound easy though. I forget to eat sometimes, but that's more just like my workaholic tendencies flaring. It's got nothing to do with ADD. Then you don't for like 4 hours. Yeah, I used to be real bad for that, like a couple of years ago. But now I literally have to eat or I will get weak and be unable to function because my body will be starved for insulin. And then my body will start eating itself and I feel like garbage, so I remember to fucking eat. So what I'm going to do after I'm done with this, I'm going to trace this. And make a macro out of it. Fasting very much scares me. I know that like a lot of people get it doctor recommended and it's one of the in fashion things to do right now, but I don't know. Fucking fasting scares me. It's always been like mildly concerning to me. Like I know it works real well for some people, but like that shit scares me. Well, it's got nothing to do with diabetes. It just scares me. It's got absolutely nothing to do with diabetes. And like, to be clear, we're not designed to eat 3 times a day, right? We're designed to eat about once a day. But still, it's a very basic, like, your body needs nutrients. So, I don't know. Fasting seems like taking a sledgehammer to a thumbtack. It's very much, to me, seems like the extreme response to a simple issue of self-control. But I don't have the same experience as everybody else, so I don't really know. I mean, religion be damned, but that's just my opinion on that. Doesn't matter what your religion is. You should take care of yourself. And if your religion tells you to do things that are unhealthy, you should rethink what your religion is. And this is coming from somebody who grew up Christian and religious. It's like, it's just, that shit scares me. But what we're doing here is I'm marking this magma flow from the lower layers down. We're going to dig out all the way around it and then channel out the side and cave this thing into the lava. And we're going to do it again. Although this is going to make a very fiery explosion when we do this, which might be a lot of fun. Your family is Sikh so far. I mean, you know, like whatever works for you, right? Like I'm not gonna judge you if you're religious, but I've always kind of thought that. I've always kind of lived with the opinion that if your religion tells you to kill people, you need new religion, and if your religion tells you to hurt yourself, you need new religion. And yes, I consider fasting to be self-harm in some instances. Yes, intermittent fasting can be beneficial, but in most cases, it's people doing it, or maybe not in most cases, but in a lot of cases, there is certainly examples of people intermittent fasting because it's the fashionable thing to do. Similar to keto diets, and I know a lot of people who've hurt themselves doing fucking keto diets. It's moronic. People who've made themselves very ill doing that shit. And there's certainly examples of people fasting to control eating habits. It's like, well, maybe just teach yourself better eating habits. Like I said, it just seems like an extreme response to a relatively simple problem. But whatever. We should change the subject because this is a bad one. What? Your cat is fat. What was your first clue on that one? Should take better care of your cat. Cat not fat, just fluffy. Hey man, obesity in cats is a very serious problem. Take care of your cats. Give them a healthy diet. You're just in time. I don't know. I've always been kind of a body and health first person, or at least in my recent years. And I get kind of upset when I see people mistreating their cats by letting them just eat as much as they want. Because she's been sneaking other cats' food. My parents' cat has a habit of stealing the dog's food. But my parents' cat is very elderly, and he's very allergic to the dog's food. So he just shits and vomits it all up if they let him eat it. That's fasting, Peter, but okay. Like, that's literally the definition of fasting, sir. I do not miss having cats, but I miss cats. Like, I look at cats kind of like children. I don't ever want children. We'll never have children. But I kind of miss having cats. They're nice to cuddle with on a bad day, but most of the time I get very easily annoyed by them. I certainly don't ever want to own a cat in a small apartment again. Like, I don't think I'll ever have a pet, actually, until I get out of this apartment. Not that I don't like this apartment. This is a very nice apartment, which is why I'm still here. But it's like... And then the next pet I get is probably just going to be a snake or something. Because I just... can't stand the thought of cats having such a small space when they're very much like creatures that need a lot of space. Rats? Are you telling me I should get a pet rat? Or are you saying that cats will remove rats? Because we don't really have problems with rats here. Rats make good little friends? Absolutely fucking not. I do not want to own a rodent. No, if I were to get a pet, I would get some form of lizard or snake. Probably a snake. But it's illegal to own snakes in apartments where I live, so I will not own a snake. I will just split the difference and just not own any pets. I will be okay. All right. All right, from here. There's a lot of people, I think, that have this visceral need for pets, and they get weirdly concerned and offended, or almost bored. Like, they act upset when I state that I don't want pets, and immediately try and be like, oh, this would make a great pet. And then I'm like, but, like, you missed this part of the sentence where I said I don't want pets. Like, I don't care if it's a great pet. I don't fucking want one. I want to take care of it. I don't want to have the responsibility of having to care for a pet. I don't want to have to find somebody to come over to my place to take care of my dumb pet when I leave or go away or go stay with a friend for a couple of days. I don't want to have that. I don't want to be nailed down. I don't like that kind of restriction on my living. The number of apartments you can't rent here if you have a cat is astonishing because they don't want the damage that cats will cause, and cats do fucking cause damage. Don't try and tell me that they don't. Doesn't matter if they're fucking cute, they cause damage. They are problematic animals for local wildlife. They're single-handedly making species of local lizards borderline become endangered or go extinct because they are unthreatened predators that are allowed to just do whatever the fuck they want. A lot of people mistreat their cats and overfeed them. Like, it's... Cats are lovely. I don't ever want to own a cat. I'm good. You realize that you actually want your friends to own pets? Kind of. Yeah. You just like animals? I like animals too. And because I like animals, I don't ever want to own one. Does that make sense? I love animals. Because of that, I don't want to own one or have one in my house. A lot of people can't quite separate those two statements particularly well. All right, digging up and around, up and around. Did someone just die? No. All right. Shall we continue? This is gonna take a little bit, but it's gonna be worth it. As we slowly mine out this area. But anyway, my dumb pet standards aside, I hope everybody's having a solid day. It's interesting that there's already like an open space there. Kind of curious as to how that happened exactly. It's interesting watching dwarves mine like this. I've never actually designated stuff this way using markers. So I'm not used to seeing the blue markers pop up for the next level beneath it. But no, I've spent a lot of time in households with pets. I mean, like, we always had dogs and cats growing up. We always had various pets. It was always kind of a part of existing. Yeah, I set them as marker, and then with an M, and then I use the command M to unsuspend the marker, and then they go and fill the area out. So once I'm done mining out these parts, I can then go down to here and wait for that dwarf to go finish that up. I see why they can't get to that. That makes sense. They can't get to it from below and they can't get to it from above, so I have to do it that way. Come on, dwarf. Get up here. There you go. Perfect. All right, so then I go down here and then I hit M. Top side, select the whole thing. Boom, now it's designated. Then they go do it. And then on the layer beneath that, There's another one and another one and another one and another one. So we got a few of those to do. Oh, I had caps lock on. I was like, why am I going to the rooms room? I'm not hitting caps lock was on. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't use this tool very often. It's good for like safely digging out large areas. But yeah, no, this is all gonna just get dumped into the lava. So this is going to cause a very large lava spray. A very large lava spray. Place a lever back there. Let's also do this as higher priority right here. Good question. I don't know. I wonder if that's even I mean, you'd think by now someone would have just made a fan UI if that was possible, the way the game is presented. So I don't know. And they're like, there's external software that that control the game in sort of an external UI, but there isn't really, no, not day one. There really isn't software right now. Like, there really isn't a custom UI for the game right now, right? And because of that, I feel like probably never is my knee-jerk response. Because you would think that they would have done that by now. Yeah, I've got a lot of dwarves that have interesting nicknames. How you doing, Laura? It's good to see you. How was your holiday? Merry post Hanukkah? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. It was a very non-traditional holiday for me and my family, but it was good. But yeah, merry post-capitalism holidays indeed. Holiday of your choosing. I got a new kettle, which was nice. Yeah, that's kind of the highlight, is my mom gave me a new kettle. Although supposedly my grandma mailed me something, but it's stuck in the mail somewhere, so I should probably go check the mail. Got COVID for Christmas? Oh, that's unfortunate. Apologies. I hope that your girlfriend recovers swiftly and is in good health and good time. Or something. I don't know. I'm not very good at words today. I've already done all the serious topics today, and like my brain's just kind of like... Kettle. Yeah, it's a nice fancy kettle. It's got a fancy gooseneck and everything. It's for my coffee. Is that a bleeding dwarf? No, you're fine. You're just unable to walk. Totally normal. Yeah, it recovers with as few side effects as possible. As a very non-modular game, if the UI is baked into the engine, it might not be possible. I mean, Toady straight up stated when I interviewed him that he won't be supporting the old UI because it won't be in the game code anymore, and he doesn't want to support two user interfaces. So that's the gist I get, Tygo. But yeah, no, I have a feeling that there will probably be people who will definitely try, but I wouldn't expect anything like that on day one. I wouldn't expect anything like that even. But what I'm curious to see is what people do with the new UX. I really, really hope that Dwarf Therapist becomes an antiquated tool of the past. I know that people will update it, and I know that it'll move into Steam DF. Really genuinely hope that it ceases to be necessary for people. I really, really, really hope. Because, like, a lot of the reasons why the game scares so many people off is because they think that they have to run 4 pieces of software to make the game work. Which has a degree of truth to it, but... All right, I need to connect this to a support, which is lowercase s. Gabbro pillar. Right there. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. I thought that we were hunting. So there's a mushroom tree in this cavern layer that's full of baby bug bats. Never mind, they left. I guess they were done roosting. I was thinking for a second there that they were like murdering the bug bats. I have no idea. I mean, save that thought, Tygo, for when I interview Tarn next. Maybe write it down somewhere. Because he's agreed to do something in the spring. The idea of bug bats are cute, yeah. Don't know how cute they are in practice, but... So aside from your girlfriend getting COVID, was your holidays good and like chill at the very least? Oh, fuck yeah. You're on to your second week. Good stuff. Hope you're enjoying the time off. I haven't decided. I've been like debating on it. I might take the first, second, and third off. After New Year's. It's something that I've been kind of thinking about. And just kind of get my taxes ready. Because, I mean, I don't need those done until April, but I don't know. It really depends on how New Year's Eve goes. It's something like, if I can look at that and like reasonably afford to do it, we'll do it. Although I'll still do stuff for YouTube. I'll prep stuff and put up videos over there and maybe work on something a little bit longer. But definitely think about taking a few days off. All right, let's toggle another level of marking. The final level is going to be tricky because we're going to have stuff just falling into lava, but it'll be fine. Final level will be tricky. Dwarf suspended linkage. All right, well, let's just put a little hole or a little fill-in right there. And then I will unsuspend that job. But yeah, no, glad that you get some time off. Like, I know some people who've very much been stating it's like, yeah, because of the way the year's been, no time off. It's like, ah, come on. But yeah, no, that shit's stressful. But, you know, I think for me, this year is going to make me appreciate the holiday season a little bit more next year. You know, assuming things are back to some semblance of what they were previously by next year, I think that this year is going to make me appreciate next year a little bit more. Norstat, hello. We're going to drop traders into lava. It's going to be fun. How are you? Maybe assailants as well. We'll see. How is your 2020's almost fucking over day been? Lorebaum withdraws from society. And is claimed a Craftsdwarf shop. So you're assisting? Oh boy. Well, I hope that your mom's wrist recovers quickly. I feel like I'm constantly wishing people swift recoveries, but like I hope it gets sorted quickly. Went to eat? What'd you get for foods? If I can ask. Was it you or someone else who collapsed the construction of 2018 exposing 2019? That was probably most definitely something Cupo would do. I don't think I did that, no. I've never done anything DF related for New Year's. I always do, I always play Getting Over It for New Year's. I'm not very good at, like, doing that kind of artwork in DF. I know a few people who are. I'm not. Don't really expect that dwarf to make anything particularly interesting. Oh my gosh, did they still cancel it? Rice with peas and diced carrots? Yep. Gotta love utilitarian meals. Simple and effective. I'm alright. Norstat, I'm alright. And I will continue to be alright. But yeah, no, I for New Year's every year I play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And I sit sort of in voice chat and let people kind of talk to me, and we discuss the year, and I try and get over it, and I never get over it because I just, that's my reality. I never get over it. And it's pretty entertaining, generally. At least I enjoy playing Getting Over It, and I think people enjoy watching me play Getting Over It, so it's certainly been fun in the past and will probably continue to be fun in the future. So very much looking forward to Getting Over It 2020. Or Getting Over 2020. I don't know if we'll ever actually get over 2020, but I'm not too worried about this figurine. If you guys want me to read the description of it, let me know. But I'm more concerned about getting these this stuff constructed. You think we'll have 2020 for a few years? No, totally. I mean, I don't think 2021 is going to be too much different than 2020, and I don't think 2022 is also going to be too much different. I think there's going to be kind of a lot of years like this ahead, but what I will say is I don't need to say fuck 2020 anymore. I'm just going to get used to saying fuck 2021, and I'm totally okay with that. It's been a rough year for me, personally. Which is ridiculous because I am an incredibly fortunate and lucky person, but brain doesn't really equate to logic necessarily. Anybody who's ever dealt with any form of depression will kind of know that brain doesn't always follow logic, right? Brain kind of does what brain want. And it's just kind of a daily do what you can do and you do the best that you can do and just move on to the next day. If you know what I mean. But in 2021, at the very least, vaccines for COVID will exist. So, and already do. So that's the thing that I'm looking forward to. I don't know when vaccines will actually go out, but I can't wait to say, yo, I got stabbed with a needle that wasn't my normal ones. Having OCD brain can generate the filthiest beast of what the fuck you want. That's fun. Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't have any OCD, but I can certainly sympathize with that. With brain generating thing you don't want. And the annual tribute from the elves arrived, and they did the same thing they've done every year, which is arrive and instantly leave. It's very strange. Heads up, chat. Investments are open. Do me a huge favor, Caffeine. This is something that I'm aware of. I don't ever want to hear about it. Just don't talk to me about that shit. Unless you want to see me actually get viscerally angry, don't talk about that stuff. Like, we can have serious discussions, sure. For sure. But if you genuinely want to have that discussion, you will see me get viscerally angry. And I know some people don't believe me when I say this. I don't get viscerally angry on stream very often. It's often kind of me just having fun and babbling. Even when I seem kind of mad, I'm generally not that mad. If you actually want to see me get viscerally angry, do that. Discuss that subject. So. Your vote for visceral is currently nay? Yes. Which is why I'm saying please don't discuss that. Hey, Keytrax, what's up? It's good to see you. Being angry is generally unpleasant. My life is generally unpleasant. Well, rather, my brain is generally unpleasant. We should have garbage islands for garbage people. We tried that. It was called Australia. It didn't work very well. They went and became their own goddamn country. And now they're lovely. So, like... Hello, Faulted. It's going all right. How's your day been? Chat, how are we all doing today? Faulted would like to know. I think I'm doing the same as me. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Menses. Waiting for New Year to come? Yeah. Did you tantrum? No. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by something on Discord right now. Should focus. But for anybody just tuning in, we're caving this into this. Got a couple more layers to go. But when we cave it into that, we're then going to start up at the top and do the same thing all the way the fuck down. We're going to build bridges over top of this. And we are going to make guests, if you will, go whee into lava. Because, you know, who doesn't want to just dump a bunch of elves and humans and whoever else shows up into lava? Should be fun. Because, you know, we've been giving people gifts and no one said thank you. So we have to do the proper dwarfy thing. And throw them in the river! And even if we aren't able to successfully drop traders into lava or invaders into lava, we'll definitely drop a lot of rocks into lava, which will be fun anyway. So. Lava diving where your diver is very short, yes. And besides, who doesn't like a little bit of fire and chaos, you know? All the dwarves are all up here dancing. It's good times. We're giving gifts to the lava god. Blood for the blood god. Dwarfs for the dwarf throne. Oh. Well, this is good. In the big hole of lava we have, there is a magma crab fighting with a fireman. Not to be confused with a fireman. Very different from a fireman. This is a fireman. Not to be confused with a fireman. Okay? This is not a man that puts out fire. This is a man made of fire. Fire for the firemen. I mean, we do all worship the gods of jealousy, so we must be very jealous dwarves. Maybe we're jealous of what other dwarves have, and we're jealous that we've given all these gifts to so many people and they haven't said thank you. So it's time to expose our jealous nature by dropping... I wonder what's going to happen to that poor lava man when all of these rocks come down. I almost feel bad. Lava for the lava lord. Exactly. You understand. But yeah, no, it's good. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. But yeah, no, it's good. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, you know, we have to do the dwarf thing. 'Cause, Should be fun. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan for today. We will finish up this fort today, ideally. Make your bets on the amount of FPS. Oh, when the thing actually falls, the frame rate's gonna tank. But once it's done falling, the frame rate will come back. No problem. I've done this stuff before. I've done dumber shit than this before. You might remember the fort where I did the lava piston from the surface all the way down to the lava sea. And it worked. And shot a bunch of lava up to the surface, which was fun. You know what's like the biggest frame rate screwer over thing, which has basically cured me from ever wanting to settle or embark near a volcano, is if magma crabs catch fire. They're not supposed to catch fire, but they also can't burn. So if they catch fire, they will just walk around smoldering indefinitely. You know how burning objects hurts your frame rate? Now imagine just like 50 burning magma crabs. I've had that happen before. It's like, oh, well, you'll just never have frames again. If you embark, retire, and then re-embark, that can force it to erupt, yeah. I can't remember the name of the fort. I had a fort a couple months ago, which was on a volcano, which was literally that. It was eternally erupting. I'm blanking on the name of it now. I need to go look at it. But I did do a volcano fort, which was eternally erupting, and it was a lot of fun. It wasn't great for frames, but... Is the dwarf... Uh-oh. Well, this is the bottom layer. Did anybody fall? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't see any dwarf. Okay. Should be fine. Yeah, it can make... Because it changes the water level and the ocean level, technically. So can cause water to just go bloop, basically. All right, any bets on how many dwarves fall into lava? I'm very curious. How many dwarves do you guys think are gonna fall into lava here? Two? I only have 3 miners, so that's like 2 out of 3. At least 6? Oh, I have extra materials to make more pickaxes. I don't really have that many extra pickaxes, but I can certainly make more. I just don't have that many dwarves assigned to mining because I don't really need them right now. And they're getting everything done in a reasonable-ish amount of time, so. But they're not going to cave the whole thing. I have a support set up at the top, so I'm actually going to cave this in with a lever. I mean, the frame rate when it caves in will go down to sub-zero. It'll go down to less than 1 frame a second, probably. And we'll probably seize up for a few seconds, but it'll come back. There's an undead... Okay, hold on. I'm going to forbid all of these boulders. I don't really want dwarves running around on the boulders. Because I got this undead dwarf who I'm quite fond of running around on the area that's going to be dug out. Who would win, Kerbals or Dwarves? Probably Kerbals, I think. Because Dwarves have, like, a degree of self-preservation, whereas Kerbals will just do what you tell them. And the player is generally dumber. I mean, there are certainly some Dwarves that are dumber than Kerbals, but I think the majority of Dwarves are, they have a higher degree of self-preservation than... Dwarves have a higher degree of self-preservation in general than Kerbals, in my opinion. I mean, I don't see many Kerbals running around with glorious braided beards. So my response to that is highly doubtful. Also, I don't know any green dwarves. Kerbals are kind of green. Dwarves come in a very large variety of colors, but you don't really see green dwarves. Also, dwarves have a functional language, whereas Kerbals just kind of go blah, 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 blah. It's very kobold-esque, even. So what I'm actually saying is, Kerbals are kobolds. Bwam, bwam, bwam. What is the white box with the red icon in it? Gems! Gems! I'm not sure what gems those are, but they are red gems. All right. No one's drowned in lava yet. There's certainly safer ways I could do this. No one's drowned in lava yet. Still have 3 miners. Come on, dwarves. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think I need to do those two. All right, so now I just need to pull a lever. Get ready, chat. I think this will work. Who's ready for a big ol' explosion? Dwarf's coming in. Someone's coming. Oh, wait, what? Did they pull the lever? Oh shit, they pulled the lever. All right, never mind. Where is it connected? Oops. I thought I got everything. Clearly not, though. Never mind. False alarm. That went better than expected. Absolutely nothing exciting happened whatsoever. Something is supporting this whole thing, and I don't know what. Something is supporting it. I don't know what. Nope, lever definitely got rid of the support because the mechanism is right there. All right, well, let's install another. Okay, well, first things first. Let's install another mechanism. And set that up again. was right there, right? Yeah, right here. Maybe from above, but that's the thing, like, I don't see any points above where it's connected. Let's just get this support connected and get that lever reconnected, and then we'll figure it out. Besides, come on, what is this? What is Dwarven science without a little bit of a false start? You know what I'm saying? Let's do that again. Connect those. And try and just figure out where this thing is held up. Oh, actually, I have a sudden theory. Bet you it's this. Yeah, I think I know what's holding it up. But before I do this, I've got to get that lever hooked up. I think I know what's holding it up. All right, so that is hooked up down there. Can I mine this? Can I get to that? It's not connected at the top. I just checked. Authority's throwing another tantrum, but that's fine. So instead, let's do this. Actually, instead of doing that, let's just do this and this, and then do these one at a time. Be smart about it. So I don't drop doors and I don't trap things. I have a feeling the fungi trees down here are supporting it. Still nobody's fallen, which is miraculous. All right, so now that's no longer supported. Then I can deconstruct this to test the theory. That's probably a terrible idea. Do it anyway. Let's see, does this cave in? So if this doesn't cave in, then I know that this was the problem. If it does cave in, it wasn't the problem. Yeah, gravity in DF works in mysterious ways. Yeah, that was the problem. All right, so we've got the problem. Which means I can go all the way up here. Double check. Yep, that's connected. Perfect. Let's get rid of this. And then just wait for a dwarf to come get rid of this. And then we will pull the big lever and drop the whole thing again. But yeah, no, fungi wood trees are very strong. All right. Let's try this again, chat. So, if you are watching the stream right now, can I please get a big round of beers in the chat? because we are about to have some fucking fireworks. Assuming this works. The game is not responding. This is a good sign. I'm gonna go take a piss. I will be right back. Enjoy the beautiful colors of the magma sea that we've just discovered, which means there's a dwarf in there somewhere. All right, so I have an important question, though. How do we see that? But we found raw adamantine. Praise the miners. Hose on fire. Maybe nobody on fire? A section of cavern has collapsed. You know, I don't know what was your first clue there, guys, but like, look at all of that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it's beautiful. That is gorgeous. Look at all of that. So chat, how much math do you think is happening right now? Also, I think my magma forge might drain briefly. Let's let a few turns pass. More than one math is happening right now? Yes, definitely more than one math. Best part is, if this works correctly, we get to do this a second time today. Oh my god, there's like empty space here where the magma has been destroyed. Look at all of that magma mist. You touch that and you die. I'm actually kind of amazed this didn't catch anything on fire here. Oh, nope. Some of it's overflowing. Ooh. We get a little bit of burning in the middle cavern there. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a healthy amount of lots of burning that's about to happen. Poor fireman. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the fireman. There's two magma crabs down there still. Looks like my magma forges are a-okay. There's been a disturbance in the lava levels. Also, because the week has just started, all of those leaderboards are empty. So if you'd like to get to the top of the gift sub or the bits leaderboard, it's not that expensive right now. Just gotta shout that out. And also, as always, is that a kitten? No, it's a Crundle. That's fine. And as always, between now and the end of the year, if you pledge to my Patreon, you can get a whole year of sound commands or one of the higher tiers for 15% off. Starting January 1st, that's going to go down to 8% off. There will be the occasional sale, but those won't be super frequent. So if you would like to get sound commands that you,
See what you have.
for a whole year, heck, you could even get a custom one like that one, but that would be kind of expensive because that's $25 a month. Minus 15% though, it's still pretty good discount. I love watching stuff burn in DF. The burning animation is very entertaining to me. But thank you so much for the support, by the way. It's a huge fire. I like how it's permanently damaged the lava flow, though. I kind of really like that. All right, let's see if there's like any piled up boulders down at the bottom. Because we get to do this again, by the way. That's the first time we do this. We get to do that a second time. No, nothing piled up. Everything disappeared. Perfect. All right. So now we've got to do that again. But going from the... Never mind. After we deal with this. The Forgotten Beast, Stalkilb, has come. An enormous, skinless toad. It is slavering. Beware its webs. That is terrifying. Where is it? Ah, down here. Right there. Well, it's time to restrict the dwarves. I'm scared of any Forgotten Beast with webs. Chat, how many casualties do you think this is going to have? It's almost already here. Ugh, if it hits me in the stairwell. Oh, phew, thank God. It's going after the elk bird over there in the corner, giving my military time to get into position. Spread out, dwarves. We're following the Forgotten Beast. I'm hoping that we can surround it. Crazy dumb dwarf. I think that's a dwarf dead. Come on, get out of that hallway. They get onto it. Magna, the elite wrestler, has been found dead. It looks like the dwarves are on top of it, though. Zasset, Zulban, and Magna were all found dead. Horrible waste of life. But, fortunately for us, the sacred Weevil strikes the Forgotten Beast in the left rear leg with his bismuth bronze buckler, fracturing the bone. Who, of course, is being renamed to Faulted Thrower. We'll just call you Faulted. He feels satisfied upon improving observation, but afraid after experiencing trauma, uneasy after seeing Magna dead, but vengeful when joining an existing conflict. His toe is broken. His extremely dense hair is wavy. Man. You killed a kobold in Griffin Past, and you killed a Forgotten Beast. Indefatigable. Yeah, I had to Google how to pronounce that when I first started playing DF a whole ton. Because who the heck knows what indefatigable means? It's a very DF-ish word. I also need more rock coffins. And let's turn off those burrows. DF is one of those games that's just quietly, stealthily educational. It's like it's tricking you into learning shit. Apparently Tarn knows. Actually, Tarn doesn't do the writing. Uh-oh. What were you fighting with? Oh, never mind. That was a while ago. Tarn doesn't do the writing. Zach does the writing. Tarn does the programming. Zach does the writing and design, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we have 1,063 meat. I wonder how much meat this toad's gonna have. Very curious to see that, actually. Very excited to see this, actually. $400, approximately. Little under 400. It was like 350. Not a bad amount of meat. All right. So now, apologies, chat. I have to do the thing I already did once. We get to make another round of markers. So, while I'm making markers, we will actually figure out. Wait, really? Is it right there? I guess so. We will actually figure out what portion of the fort we need to destroy. But yeah, no, Dwarf Fortress is one of those games where you kind of need to use a thesaurus for some of it. It's nowhere near as bad as Caves of Cud. I think Caves of Cud is far worse for the fuck's that mean? I need a thesaurus moments. But as far as, like, just playing the game goes, DF's much better for that sort of stuff. Oh, jeez. I was supposed to make that marker. But yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting seeing how well this whole thing works. Vaulted! Dude. Cheers. Thank you for gifting 10 subs. Damn. Happy belated holidays. Cheers. Jack, can I get a big round of beers for that? Taking that #1 spot and, like, hanging on to it. It's like, you'll take this from my bare dead hands. My cold dead hands. Thank you. Cheers. Well, next big thing coming up is New Year's. That's the kind of the day that I'm hoping for, man. Hoping New Year's does well for the channel, and I hope I'm able to keep up with last year for quality of show. Because New Year's every year is, like, basically my favorite year. Or favorite time of the year to stream. I love streaming on New Year's, and I can't wait for next year. Or for, yeah, well, for this year to fucking end. But I can't wait to do this again. To do what I do every year again. And to anybody who got nailed with a subscription, enjoy the 30 days of ad-free viewing, courtesy of Faulted. So shoutouts to Ocelot, Swoos, Tele, Sir Skidmore, Dap Dude. Cheers, Dap. I like you. Brian, Morocane, Mr. Tamika, A. Dave, and Terrorfalk. Cheers. I actually read that one as 3 subscriptions for whatever reason initially, and then it just kind of kept going. I was like, whoa. Actually startled me quite a bit. This part is like, yeah, it's like chat had to think about it for a minute. Sometimes they all just like pop at once, and then sometimes it's like, nah, chat has to like wind up first. All right. I'm gonna have to dig through a lot of my fort to do this. A lot of this fort's gonna have to get dug through. The things we do to drown. This here is acoustic foam. Fortunately, acoustic foam is very cheap. Squug. But a tip, egg cartons. I don't know if you eat a lot of eggs, but if you eat a lot of eggs, put those on your ceiling. What music is this? A lot of people ask me this. It's music from a company called Dark Fantasy Studio that I've licensed. I don't think it's available for listening to anywhere, but if you look up Dark Fantasy Studio, maybe you can find their YouTube channel. That was one of the various pirate themes. I've got a lot of pirate themes. They're like just kind of good bombastic choir sounds. On your ceiling or on your walls? Egg cartons on your ceiling because it's easier to pin, but... another thing also, blankets. And this also will sound stupid, but build a pillow fort. If you want, like, homemade sound studio to, like, soundproof walls, pillow fort. Very cheap. And audio, it's good to see you. How you doing, man? For reference audio, I know that you know a lot about audio, but Squug is having problems with a neighbor who will bang on the walls if he even talks at his computer late at night, which is ridiculous, and his neighbor should eat a fat dick. But that being said, unless he enjoys eating fat dick, and then he should eat something that he doesn't enjoy. Anyway, his neighbors should get the fuck out of hell and stop doing that. But essentially, we're like trying to figure out ways to, or Squug's trying to figure out ways to like not have to deal with this neighbor without having to like actually deal with the neighbor, from what I can tell. You used to use sleeping bags on his wall? Oh, really? Yeah, that would do it. The only problem is if you die, no one will ever know. Unless that's a benefit. For some people, that's a benefit. There's definitely got to be faster ways to do this, but like with macros. But once I've done this, I won't need to do it again, so it's fine. Yeah, I might buy some more sound foam this year and soundproof more of these walls, because my apartment has like a light echo in it that kind of bothers me in places. Wouldn't mind just getting rid of that echo. But it still kind of sucks that your neighbor who is the one who's recently moved in is the one imposing the rules on you. That really fucking sucks. And I hope that that neighbor gets the hell. Like, I don't know why I keep saying gets the hell, but like comes to and stops being an asshole because, you know, you were there first. It's your property, basically. It's a little bit ridiculous that your neighbor is being such a douche, frankly, for lack of a better term. I hope that they just fucking stop or get used to you talking. He doesn't complain to your landlord. Yeah, fuck your landlord. Doesn't matter if he complains to your landlord. You have like, you should have the legal right to be able to speak in your apartment. If that makes sense. Like, you should be allowed to talk in your apartment after 10 p.m. And it's ridiculous that your neighbor thinks that you speaking is a problem. Your neighbor just sounds like a complete fucking tool. And not even like a Tool fan, just a tool. Fat food baby. Sure. He can eat poop. How's that? Horse dildo. Duh. Apple cider vinegar. Although you drink that, you don't eat that. No, your neighbor doesn't have the right to tell you to not speak in your apartment after 10 p.m. Doesn't matter if you don't have another place for your computer. Your neighbor doesn't have the right to stop you. It's your space. You're allowed to talk in your space. It's like if you're playing loud mumble rap, okay, I understand why the neighbor would knock on the window or knock on the wall. That is a legitimate instance to be like, okay, this person needs to quiet down. But if you're fucking talking in your apartment, that is ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. They have no grounds to be able to tell you to not talk. It's like if you're having girls over and they're screaming, that's also a problem. And like legitimate instance for complaint. But like talking, not legal. I mean, you shouldn't even need to soundproof your room. And if he complains to your landlord, just be like, yo, I'm fucking talking. Like, am I not allowed to talk? It's like, come on, the fuck? You should literally just go buy a set of earplugs, go to your neighbor's apartment, and just like duct tape them to the doorknob. Have some fucking earplugs, you twat. If you really don't like me talking. It's just, I don't know. Sorry, I'll stop ranting about your neighbor now, but like, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I also need to figure out a way to get bridges all the way across this. I'm gonna have to like build some sort of construction in the middle. I'm also gonna need to move a lot of bedrooms. Anyway, Chad, have you ever had problems with annoying neighbors? I recently have been dealing with this weird like ball bearing / marble sound that's been coming from one of the apartments above mine, and it sounds like they're rolling marbles off a table at night. It's a very strange sound. It's not like annoying enough that I will like complain to my landlord or the building management or anything, but it's certainly annoying enough that if it continues, I might consider it. Definitely not the most annoying sound any of my neighbors have ever made, but it's an odd one. The only time I've ever actually like complained to my landlord and my building management about a neighbor was when they were playing music. Somebody 2 apartments above me was playing music so loud my light fixtures were vibrating. But they got evicted, and I wasn't the only person complaining about them. There was a few people in the building that were complaining about them. Because like, if you're playing music loud enough that my light fixtures are vibrating and I'm 2 apartments below you, you think that like everybody else is going to hear that. And everybody complained that they didn't live here very long. That was frequent, constant noise complaints got them evicted. It was a couple of years ago. It made me extremely angry. Like it was so annoying to the point where I actually like ended my stream and like went and bitched because I was just like, I can't deal with this. It was the worst. That was back in, I want to say 2017? It was a couple of years ago now. Although everything in my mind happens a couple of years ago, because what is fucking time? I don't actually know. Enjoy the lyrics, audio. I had someone call the police on you because they thought that you and your girlfriend were loud. When the police showed up, they were kind of speechless that there was a television at low volume and your computer was running with headphones, basically lower than normal conversation level of noise. The police just told us to not make out loud noise. That's impressive. Also, why the heck would you call the police on someone being loud? Like, maybe if you think that there's abuse happening, but, like, that seems a little bit excessive and a waste of the police's time. Like, I'm all for wasting the police's time, but they got better things to do than, like, go deal with noise complaints. Maybe if there's, like, a rave happening on somebody's porch with underage drinking, then you can go call the police, but, like, a neighbor being loud? Like, isn't that, like, civil dispute between neighbors not really something that's worth getting law enforcement involved in? I don't know. Maybe people live in a different reality than I do, but I would never see that as a reason to call the police. It's like, unless I suspect abuse, violence, or self-harm, I don't see the reason to call the police in that instance, like, at all. That's wild to me. I guess I'm just as baffled as those police were. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't believe I've ever actually had neighbors complain about me, ever. But I do sometimes wonder if I'm the noisy neighbor now. I do actually kind of wonder that. All right, let's see how much of this fortress we actually have to cut out. Also, chat, heads up, investments are open. Kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. All right, well, before I do anything else, let's turn off marker only. Let's dig out a bunch of bedrooms down here. We're also going to put a wall, well, a few walls in the fort, actually. I'm going to put a wall kind of right here, because I kind of want to separate this whole construction site, I guess, off from the rest of the fortress. Got to resize a few things. In a few places. That will be the last dwarf that will keep their current apartment. Everybody else is moving. Not Sonovi, what's up? How's things? I was just answering a question on Discord. Because RDKN wanted to know what the first album that played today was. All right, so I've got a bunch of bedrooms that are all going to need to get removed/moved. Yeah, no, that's one of the crazier stories I've heard in that instance. Gravius. I did, I talked about this the other day, but this building has had very few evictions that I've witnessed, but there was a unit up the hall from me that had an eviction notice on their door due to animal abuse, which is interesting because I remembered hearing a dog barking a lot, nonstop, coming from that apartment. Like, it's far enough down the hall that it wasn't really annoying to me, but I do definitely remember hearing it. And not really thinking too much of it. Like, when I'd walk past that unit, I'd hear barking. But apparently they were leaving this dog alone in the unit for days at a time. And yeah, they got evicted for like gross negligence of a pet, which I didn't even realize was a thing. Like I know that you could get fined and have the animal removed, but I was unaware that you could get like evicted from an apartment because you're not taking care of your dog, which is interesting. Kind of nice actually to know that that can happen. People who neglect their animals can, like, you know, pay for it quite literally and losing their living space. And I assume also lose the animal. That was a long time ago. That was like within the first 2 years I lived here. I remember it just like kind of blowing my mind a little bit, just being like, whoa, okay, that's a thing that can happen in the real world. All right, let's let those dwarves come and cut this area out, and we'll move those bedrooms over there because we kind of have to do that. But yeah, Novi, since you're just tuning in, I don't know if anybody clipped it. I don't think anybody did, but we are, we have that big old lava chute in the second cavern layer, and we are carving from the surface down to that to have a route directly down to lava. And we're going to build bridges over it and drop anybody who shows up into it. Guests, traders, poets. I could fucking make a tavern above it and just drop that into it. We're gonna have some silliness in dropping things in there. Did you lose a bunch at the start of the day, Stone? Also, once again, big shout out to Faulted. You brought us back up to the sub count we had at the start of the day. Because I was at 275 subscribers at the start of the day. We dropped down to 264. Because roughly a month ago there was a couple subs gifted, and I guess some people unsubscribed or Prime subs ran out. And you bumped us back up to 274. In order to unlock emotes, I think we need like 800. So we're very far away from unlocking anything. And that's a ton of porcelain right there. All of that red is porcelain. But it's not that fancy. How many beds do I have? Not too many. Bed, let's just make 100 beds, because I probably need them. We have 132 dwarves, and not that many beds. I also need to put beds up here on this side. I got spots that don't even have doors, and unfinished and partially finished bedrooms, so... Let's get all that stuff up there. Sorry if I'm like kind of half here. Chat's a little quiet and I'm a little bit distracted by a conversation that's going on Discord. So if anybody has anything they want to talk about, just give me a shout and I will transition subjects over to that. I'm just kind of rambling and running an automatic right now currently. Let's get all this smoothed. Because I need to rebuild the fort. I could also make temporary beds. Just make a big dorm. The gift is death. Well, I mean, we're dwarves. We have to be dwarfy. This is appropriately dwarfy, I think. The fort needs a fireworky, explosive finale, you know? Ooh, there's a bunch of dead dwarves right there. We should definitely, from that Forgotten Beast fight. Trying to be here when your mares pop babies? What are you playing? Let's see if I can get those dwarfs buried. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's either real life or some video game with farming mechanics, and it's really hard to tell. I think I'm gonna do a little cave-in. We are going to dig over to here. Yeah, we're going to do a small cave-in before we do the next big one, because it just seems like a good idea right now. Because I've got all of these kind of awkward little bits and pieces that need to be removed before I can really do anything. Making up surnames? You really should try and get into like theory crafting or character creation, because character writing and character creation and backstories is an interesting thing. And it's something that it's definitely a skill that a lot of people envy or would envy, because it's a skill that I do not have. Elves have arrived to trade. Well, they're not getting a gift this year because their gift isn't ready yet. Clearly. We will call you elves when your gift is ready. Well, here we go again. The Forgotten Beast, Usala Ulash, has come. A great one-eyed... what? A great one-eyed pheasant? Really? You can have pheasants as Forgotten Beasts? It has 3 short tails. Why is it in the middle of the blackness? It has 3 short tails, and it belches and croaks. Its dark brown feathers are long and broad. Beware its gas. Okay, so it's in the lower cavern layer. We're going to need to fight it in the hallway, I think. Because it certainly has access to us. Just not sure where it's going to come in. It doesn't matter. That'll just be the finale. But yes, they will attack back. If you kill visitors, if you kill diplomats, if you kill traitors, yes, it will start wars. But we need an explosive finale for this fortress. There is no such thing as consequence-free murder in Dwarf Fortress. Unless they happen to be someone who is not part of any faction, and no one sees it. I have no idea how to pronounce that surname, Stone. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so I don't actually have access to this cavern layer right now. But it has access to my fortress because it can fly. All right, it's coming up. Okay, it's in my hallways. The thing's about to enter my fort in a few seconds here. Ooh! I don't know what it just killed, but it just killed something. Oh, it's fighting with my military. It's killed a dog. It's panicking. It's in the hallway. There's blood everywhere. Lots of blood. The dwarf's been found dead. But the creature's dead. We killed it. It's done. That was vile. And Catan has claimed a magma forge. Oh. Grabs one of the few metals we actually have. A gem. Cut gem. Some migrants have arrived. Some fresh recruits. There we go. We have some new recruits. And everything will be fine. It's interesting that this woodcutter claimed a magma forge, of all things. On the killing serpent is justified if there's no repercussions thing, you think is an interesting thing? I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Also, investments are not up for another 36 minutes. Faulted. A guild has been found. The Guild of Seasons, a ranger guild. I have that many rangers? I guess we must. You're trying to invest beer, Nanochip. How's the gift giving going? Well, Faulted Thrower gifted 10 subs earlier, but in Dwarf Fortress, the gift giving is going quite well. I'm currently watching this dwarf create an artifact. We fought several forgotten beasts already today. Twitch really needs to fix the follow system. It keeps on following everyone. So I've heard a number of people say that recently, and I've also seen a lot of regulars refollow the stream recently. That's fucked that that's happening, if that's actually happening. But yeah, so anyway, what we're doing is, I'm slightly distracted by Discord right now. I need to get undistracted. I'm watching this dwarf create an artifact, but what we've done today is we started up here, and this is all marked. We are going to dig out all of this, and we've already caved in part of it, but it's going to go into here. We're going to build bridges over top, and we are going to drop anybody who shows up to visit the fortress into the magma as a gift to the god of chaos. We said we were giving gifts, not necessarily to nice people. The Coven of Crystal has many worshippers in Giftvault, now requires a temple and a priest, can do. And the Guild of Seasons now requires a ranger guild hall. Okay, well, let's just jump down to the tavern level and work on this. Let's put a guild hall over here, and I can actually, I might just use it to train crossbow dwarves. Could be fun. We could make an archery hall. So let's do that first. Can be a little offshoot from the tavern. It's been a problem for many years. I know it was a very serious problem, but like, I hear it as a problem, and then it goes away as a problem. Like, it ceases to be as major of an issue. It's been a very major issue for the past, like, month. Like, for a while there, I was kind of convinced that the problem was kind of a myth, and it was actually, like, people accidentally unfollowing on mobile, and then they added in, like, a warning, do you want to unfollow this person? And I thought that fixed it for at least it seemed to have fixed it for a while. Oh, this was going to be something. I don't know what this was going to be. But I can just make this into that temple. The Coven of Crystal, there it is. Mountains and caverns. The Sanctuary of Rock, that's fitting. Recognized priesthood. Holy Spine. Belug, congratulations. You are now... Well, actually, let's give it to Stone. Stone, you are now the holy spine of this religion. I changed my mind. I was going to give it to Belug, but now Stone can have it. You are now the holy spine. Just because I think Belug's lurking. And then I need to make that Ranger Guild. We'll get to that. But yeah, no, it feels like it becomes an issue, and then it ceases to be an issue, and then it becomes an issue, and then it ceases to be an issue. And it sucks. I hate it. Mountain Equipment Co-op, you mean? Mountains and Caverns. Stone. The actual god itself... Yeah, is Datan. Deity of the turquoise rock, takes the form of a female dwarf and is associated with caverns and mountains. You are the holy spine of stone. What are you trying to buy, Orange? Also, I feel like I never see anybody Asub, the animal trainer, has been found dead, dehydrated. Yeah, that's fine. I feel like I never see anybody with the turbo badge, and it makes me kind of nostalgic when I see it. It's like, oh, turbo, it still exists, sorta. I miss paying for turbo. I wish that service still existed the way it used to. Soaps! Welcome back, man.
Hey.
Thanks for the first resub of the day. Cheers, man. Welcome back with that Twitch Prime for a 10th month. It's good to have you back, man. Did you build that Lego kit? Because I know you said that you bought that Lego train too, yeah? Catan the Woodcutter has created Coal is Sear, a nickel cap, and offers it to the gifts of candy. You made a hat. Cool. This is a nickel cap. All Craftsdwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushioned phalite cabochons and encircled with bands of rectangular orpiment cabochons, cave spider silk, and menaces with spikes of nickel, diorite, and forgotten beast bone, and elk bone leather. An elk bird leather. On the item is an image of an artichoke in granite. I don't like it. It's worth 14,400. That could have been a really cool artifact, but instead it wasn't. Not super impressed. You got a smartwatch for Christmas, and it's not working for you. It's small, and you're used to massive watches. Gotcha. Mountain Equipment's co-ops sells smartwatches? Man, it's been a while since I've been in a Mountain Equipment co-op, I guess. I guess they're like techies, or like outdoorsy smartwatches then, I'd assume. Oh, wow. Just to like mess about with soaps? That's quite the gift, dude. Damn. Garmin's and stuff? Oh yeah, I guess I mean, like, I never really thought of a Garmin as a smartwatch. It's like a GPS that happens to be mounted on your wrist. Any more ghosties? No, unfortunately not, Loki. No. How you been though? It's good to see you. That ghost was a fascinating little thing. Fuck. No, just tons of forgotten beasts. Oh, that's maybe fort ending. The forgotten beasts, Ilfilfa Talvano Serene, has come. A great quadruped composed of hornblende. It has large mandibles and it undulates rhythmically. Beware its deadly spittle. Fuck. That is horrific. All right, chats. Wish me luck. Anything made out of any kind of stone is brutal. And, you mean beast, not mead. No. Yes, Stone, you are brutal. Here comes the beast. The quadruped. Four-legged beast. I think after this I need to go get lunch. Alright. My squad are wrestlers, but I assure you they're all equipped with weapons. Alright, it is enraged. The dwarves appear to be doing a pretty solid job in the dodging front. The spears are now in tune. The dwarves are punching it. Okay. Alright, alright. They're all doing a very good job dodging. And they're chipping it. They're not really doing much damage. But the most recent first ability strikes the Forgotten Beast in the left leg with his bismuth bronze shield, but it glances away. Like, it's very much just kind of, oh, no, okay, never mind, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Good shit. Man, that one was oddly concerning, but like kind of relatively uneventful. Nobody died. Okay. Sweet. Whew. The Holy Yell. That's a hell of a name. Forgotten Beast. Who got the kill? Hammer Lord Ghoul waves dismissedly. The wrestler bites the Forgotten Beast in the head. And the injured part is torn apart. So it's made out of rock. And a wrestler bit it to death. I think that's what you call a big mouth. We should dump this, you know, just toss it. And let's make that into a garbage dump. There we go. We might actually have some ghosts spawning, because I just realized we are chucking corpses into there too. Chat, can we get a round of beers for the grand success that was our military efforts against this beast? This fort's been real successful so far. You know, we've slain many beasts, we've killed many minotaurs, we've dealt with many threats, killed many foes, given away many gifts. There goes the beast. And they got to use the axes, so it wasn't a total loss. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a pity you can't do much with the stone forgotten beasts. It's like, I kind of wish that if you had a fire forgotten beast's corpse, you could do something with the body, like power something, or you know, I wish that there was something you could do with that, like power wise, but unfortunately you can't. So, you know, for me, my lore reason why these dwarves are going from being kind of like nice, chill dwarves to being like very sadistic, I guess. The reason they're going this way is because they are all worshiping the god of jealousy. So they're jealous of what others have, and they want that. In my opinion. So that's why they're going to start, you know, giving those that have given them what they have. This is why they're going to give them a darker fate, is because they're jealous. Jealousy is corruption. To appease the god of jealousy, we must make sure that we are the most jealous and the most worthy of jealousy. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And if I have the inspiration, I'll make some sort of lore video, but I need the inspiration to do that. I think I'm just, don't take this the wrong way, chat, but I am a little bit burnt out currently on a lot of the harder creative stuff, I guess. So right now it's a lot easier for me to consistently put out news, discussion stuff, but the actual like storytelling creative stuff, I am a little bit burnt out on that. Not that I'm done with that stuff forever, but it's healthy for me to take breaks and only do stuff when the inspiration kicks. So it's kind of what I've had to do recently. Also, it might be time for me to go grab lunch. I think I'm going to go grab me lunch, chat. Did I pull my insulin out of the fridge? No, I did not. It's going to be kind of a long break, unfortunately. Man, Twitch is still telling me to run them multiplayer ads. Still not a fan of that. Really wish they would like stop asking me to do things that I did not want to do from the start. But what can you do, right? Why is there a dwarf up here? You carving ramps from up there? Huh. Interesting. When you were making something complex in Minecraft, you'd use inspiration from materials. I mean, here's the thing. I've got no problem with that kind of inspiration. Like building stuff in DF, no problem. I'm talking about the storytelling YouTube videos. I'm talking about these guys. The lore videos. Those I have a hard time coming up with sometimes. Especially like if I'm mentally down or if I've had like a couple bad head days, it's really difficult for me to come up with that kind of creativity, if that makes any sense. All right, now that we've kind of dug out that first layer, I've got a pretty good idea of how big this needs to be. We'll see you when we see you, Lore. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for all the support, and thanks for enjoying the streams. Okay. We have a pretty good idea. So we got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Down to about there, basically. Orange! Thank you very much for subscribing at Tier 1. And Neil, thanks for the host. Thank you very much for the Tier 1 subscription. Jack, can I get a big round of beers in chat for Orange? For upping that subscription. For a whole month. Thank you so much. Cheers. Enjoy those dwarfs. Stupid skulls. The lasers and shit. It's good to have you around. let's just deconstruct all of that. I mean, I try. I try. Gotta say thank you somehow. It's rare that people describe me as sweet, even in a joking manner. Although, maybe don't tell your girlfriend that. Might not go over super well. All right, that's a lot of deconstruction that needs to happen, but so many dwarves losing their homes. I feel so bad. How does it feel to be evicted because your bedroom is going to be used in a space to drop innocent souls into lava? Wonder how that must feel. I do kind of wonder. Invigorating? Embarrassing? Aggravating? All of the above? Somewhere in the middle? Inspiring? Confusing? Because that's a really big hole. These people have committed the crime of being impolite. I mean, in Canada, I will go to prison if I don't say sorry to people, even when they don't deserve it. Empowering can confirm you've had people dig out your living space before to commit war crimes. It's basically what we're doing here. Also, apparently Hobo died. Not sure how or when. Don't remember him dying, but I guess he did. All right, I'm gonna go quickly take my insulin out of the fridge. I'll be back in a sec. All right. Making pretty good progress here. Moving all these bedrooms. So let's block off more of this. So the scary thing is, if in doing this, the thing that I am currently working on and planning on doing, in doing this, I am directly giving the caverns and Forgotten Beasts direct access to my fort if I don't seal it off in the process. So, that's a thing that's happening. Which means I'm going to have to seal it off in the process, is what's going to have to happen. And it's exciting. I can't wait to see everything go horribly wrong. I can't wait for flying Forgotten Beasts to come flying up from the depths and swallow my whole fortress whole. Oh, another thing, we could also just, like, you know, release hell to the world as well. It's totally a thing we could do. Just, you know, if, like, dropping people in lava isn't enough, that is also still an option. But yeah, no. And kind of rewinding a little bit, in regards to the unfollowing issue, I've literally never had that problem. So it's one of those, like, kind of tricky issues where I kind of just need to take people's word for it. So it's not that I don't believe people, it's just very much a, well, I've never had this issue. So I don't actually know how current it is. I just kind of have personal anecdotes from people based on whether or not it's happening and how much it's happening, how big of an issue it is. So it's a tricky thing to figure out. And it's like, I know certainly for a little bit there, unsubscribing from channels randomly was an issue. But, like, I feel like it's something that if you have a lot of problems with it, you should send in a support ticket. Because it's not something that should be happening, and it's certainly not a widespread issue. It seems to be focused on, like, specific people and specific instances. And it's like, if your account has a lot of problem with, like, unfollowing, maybe you need to figure out what's causing it, because there's got to be a cause of it. If it's not something you're doing, then there's got to be something different about your account that other accounts don't have. There has to be a cause to it. Volette, hello. It's very hard to pinpoint. It's the reason it hasn't been fixed. It's probably very hard to pinpoint. Sure, I mean, probably. I mean, I know nothing about this sort of stuff, so I just know that it's like it was. I know that the unsubscribing issue was a very prevalent issue for a minute there on Twitch. Like the issue with people just like it just canceling their credit cards, but that was an Exolia issue. And Twitch has since fixed that issue. I know that that's no longer a problem. But that was a long time ago. That one sucked. That one was really rough when that was happening. But hello, Valette. We are working on my holiday fort, and the theme of the holiday fort is we are giving people gifts. We were initially giving gifts to all traders and factions that came by that were so kind to bring us presents. And now we are going to return those kind favors by dropping them into lava. Not the gifts, the people who bring them. And it's going to be a good time. I can't wait. But first I need the route down to the lava, so I found a lava chute in one of the in the medium cavern layer. So now I am digging from the top surface all the way down, which is why I'm putting a giant hole in my fort. So that's what we were working on, if you're curious. But I'm about to go on lunch break because I'm just waiting for my meds to heat up. It's a weird sentence to say, but it's kind of true. Also, chat investments are open, heads up. Let's just let time finish saving because I think we're about to get tribute from goblins. Also, something weird that's been happening with the tributes is the elves, when they bring me tribute, they appear on the map and then immediately leave every time. Every single time. The literal second they appear on the map, they instantly vanish, which I think is funky. Something's weird with that. Something is very weird with that.